Hello everyone, welcome back, and we're going to be covering how we fight Reize in the any percent conditions for the Specter of Torment campaign. Now I'm also going to be covering how you fight this guy a low percent, and the reason why I'm doing that for Reize specifically is because a lot of the times knowing how to react to all of Reize's different behaviors and patterns is going to benefit you more than simply chucking a Skeletal and hoping for the best. At the start of the fight, I like to walk up and start slashing at him. He'll either jump back or keep going steady forward. Up until his first teleport, you're only going to be doing some standard ground slashing. Once he goes away the first time, you can make a decision on whether or not you're going to use Skeletal to benefit you. You'll start to get a feel for where Reize is going to be once he disappears his first time, and then you'll know where to place your bro so that you can use either his detonation or his shots to pile on some extra damage. Now let's take a closer look at exactly how this fight works and we'll break it down. Reize starts off with one of two patterns, and we'll cover the other pattern later on. The first one, and the most common one that you'll be getting, is that when you run up and start slashing at him, you only get a couple hits before he jumps backwards. Now, if Reize doesn't jump backwards right away, you need to chase after him just to bait him into his lunging backwards attack. The moment that you see him lunge backwards, you can go ahead and get in position, get ready to slash him once as he jumps past you. From there, you're going to want to turn around, quickly jump, and get into position for when he lands again. You're going to want to get a couple more slashes on him. At this point, he'll usually disappear even if you turn around to try and hit him. And this is immediately where you're going to start seeing some different patterns, because he could either stay exactly where he is, he won't disappear at all, or he'll disappear and then try and do another lunging attack, or he'll disappear and throw a boomerang to the wall or to the floor. But more commonly, he'll try and do a lunging attack if he's still high on health, so I threw a Skeletal just to try and make sure that the bullets would actually chase him as he moved across the room. He did another lunging attack, so I got into position to attack in the same way I did the first time. Take note of where I threw the Skeletal, because I specifically know that he's going to try and teleport to the opposite side of the room again, and because of that, when he does actually reappear, I get to detonate it and deal an extra bit of damage before I throw my second Skeletal, so that the bullets will be firing in his direction. I skate my way back over to Reize. I try and get as many grounded slashes as I can on him, and the bullets should help me finish the job. Now, I mentioned earlier that the Loafers and Tactics are going to get covered in this video too, and there's a very good reason for that. You probably noticed throughout the first kill that I demonstrated that a lot of the damage that you do to Reize actually comes from standard ground slashing. There's going to be a lot of times where your Skeletal is either going to get destroyed by the boomerang's projectile fire, or Reize's patterns are going to change so much that you won't be able to throw him in the right spot anyway. So here's the same fight with the same pattern, but without the use of Skeletal. Again, I'm very used to him lunging backwards at the start of the fight, so the intro looks exactly the same. Again, I expect him to lunge immediately afterwards, so I try and get as many grounded slashes as I can. When it comes to his final pass, he doesn't have much health left, but proper damage boosting will allow you to keep up with Reize rather than having to constantly chase after him. I wanted to cover one last pattern with Reize. This is going to give you even more reason to get used to Loafers and Tactics. At the start of the fight, instead of turning away immediately, he's actually going to keep running forward. Now this is a lucky pattern. As you can see, you can get more damage on him, and he actually doesn't disappear immediately. This will actually allow you to basically nearly kill him. He'll only get one teleport off before you have the opportunity to finish him off. Another damage boost, and you can continue to stand your ground and take him down. At this point, throwing a Skeletal would hardly make a difference in this fight, since most of your optimal damage is going to come from staying there and attacking Reize steadily. So once again, at full speed, we'll be watching the Reize kill, and I could show a million different things that Reize would do, but ideally, you'll never let him get to that point. If he should ever get out of hand, if Reize starts to get away from you, you need to take a look at how you're handling the Reize fight, where he's going to be. He's a very predictable character in the sense that his patterns and routines have a small telegraph before they happen. So again, the fight starts. Walk up, slash a couple times, he'll jump back, slash again, slash a couple more times, he disappears. Set up a Skeletal, get a couple more slashes on him if you can. He'll disappear on the right side, get ready to detonate, kaboom. One last Skeletal, and then work on finishing him off. Now, if you take too long killing him at this point, just try to have enough mana at least for a single Judgment Rush, so that if Reize gets away and hides up in the rafters, you can follow him there. Next time, we'll be covering how to handle the Iron Whale. Thanks for watching. Stay spooky.